I had nowhere to go to. I was completely isolated and I just thought I was a complete freak. I thought I was a nutcase.
I remember sitting in a classroom with my parents, my learning mentor and my head of year being like, you know, he needs to get help. I remember them calling up my doctor being like, she needs to get an emergency appointment. And then they were like, well, we don't really have any spaces, so that was straight to A&E for me.
Everything that I said to them, they came back to me and said that it wasn't true. You know, I found it very difficult to open up, and having someone say, okay, no, you're lying, that was a big shock.
In a clinical setting, it can really be difficult to try and connect with the people, to connect with the professionals.
When I was in services, nobody ever asked me what I wanted or asked me if I felt able to do any of the things they were prescribing to me. It was very prescriptive.
There's definitely a lot of stigma around being a young person as well, because there's the assumption that if when you're a young person you don't have anything to say.
Being under the age of 18, you feel like you have a lot less rights. People are telling you what to do and it feels like you're so out of control.
Organisations such as CAMS don't start early enough. They wait for you to fall to the bottom.
I first got some counselling from off the record when I was about 13, 14, and then I developed an eating disorder. Then I got involved with off the record again through volunteering on the Mentality Project. So does anybody have anything they'd like to start with? And now I run the Mentality Project. Off the record, we have counselling or CBT specifically for young people who may be having more severe problems, but then we offer a whole range of other things.
I've always loved climbing, so I would climb every single tree I would find, and it's also nice for problem solving. How am I going to do this climb? What moves should I do? Where will I go next?
We have less of a medical approach to mental health, so we're self-referral, which means young people don't need a doctor or a GP or a teacher or a social worker to refer them. We take referrals direct from young people. Majority of people who use like slurs and things like that don't do it vindictively. It's just ignorance, and obviously ignorance comes from a lack of understanding and a lack of compassion, and you fight that.
It's just the fact that the people there are just so lovely. Having a really lovely person makes the absolute major difference.
It makes people come out of their shells. Like, I've seen so many people who like didn't talk, didn't do anything, and then you get to know them and they have all these talents and they have so much to offer the world. They always ask, oh, what you're knitting? I'm like, it's just for me. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be pretty. Something to like keep my hands busy, something to like zone out with.
We try to encourage this proactive culture of everyone doing something to look after their mental health just like you do your physical health.
No one knows your mental health better than you. The professionals around you are just there to help you rather than to force you to do anything. Cycling helped reduce my anxiety. It made me focus on my physical side rather than my mental side.
My Warhammer modelling hobby, it's like reading a good book where you just sort of, you shut off the outside world and you get into that zone and you focus on it, and it really helps you to relax. The main services that I use are Freedom Youth, their social support network group for LGBTQ+ young people. For 11 to 25. It's really important that those services are there for when people need them.
Young people could finally get a voice and to be heard of what we want from services and be included in decision making and things like that.
I still struggle, OCD and anxiety still, you know. They take up a lot of my mind, but I'm living a happier life and I can do more of what I enjoy.
YIACS is a membership organisation that has lots of different services like subscribing to it, and they're all services that see mental health and young people's wellbeing in a similar way to Off the Record, and they try to get organisations such as Off the Record in every area.
These places are not just important, they are life-saving. Like, there shouldn't be a debate about it. They should be everywhere, and every young person should have the equal opportunity to go to these places. They shouldn't have to miss out because of their postcode or where they live. It's just vital, it's essential.